Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So, in continuation of the previous lecture, we are discussing what are the different cultures which are carried in the plant tissue culture, Now we know that we are having different types of plant cultures or different types of tissues which can be cultured in the plant tissue culture laboratory. Like we can take directly seeds, or we can sow those seeds in tissue culture. We can take embryo, we can take meristematic cells, we can take directly bud, callus, we can form from callus, we can get cell suspension culture, or we can take directly anthers from the flowers or the ovary, which can be grown in the plant tissue in the laboratory, or directly we will be able to study the protoplast culture in the tissue culture laboratory. So here in this diagram, we are having the samples can be taken from either from the leaf. Then from samples, we are getting the callus. Then callus is placed in the liquid medium, or this callus is directly placed on the slant where the new plants are formed. Or from this callus, we are able to get single cell culture or cell suspension culture. So today's first culture which we are going to discuss is our cell culture. We can initiate our cell culture. Either by taking callus, which is already developed in the laboratory. We can then place this callus, we can cut this callus first, then place this callus into the liquid medium on an agitator. Then due to this agitation, this small lump of calluses are broken down into the single cells, This is how the cell culture is taken or formed from the callus culture. Or we can take intact plant organs, which can be then broken down by using enzymes, so that we will be able to get a single cells from these cultures. When these cultures are then when we are having the callus, we have to transfer this callus into the fresh liquid medium. We know that this callus is the undifferentiated calli. It continuously starts growing inside the liquid medium, but due to this agitation or the shaking, the callus is a friable callus, like this is loose cells are loosely woven in this callus. Then these loosely woven cells are getting dispersed in the liquid medium and form our cell culture or cell suspension culture or single cell culture. This single cell culture or cell suspension culture is having many importances. Like first, we can talk about the gaseous exchange, as there is each and every cell which is present in the liquid medium are able to exchange their gases easily. Every cell is immersed in the liquid medium, so every cell is having equal opportunity to take up the nutrients from the medium. So here, we are taking the parental plant. Then this parental plant, first we can take the leaf, we can take the stem, we can take the leaf, we can take roots, shoots, any part of the plant we can take. Then we have to go for the surface sterilization. Of our explant. Then when after surface sterilization is done, then we have to excise this explant into the small minute explants. Then one explant can be placed here, another can be here, another can be here. So in the Petri plate, we can place many explants, small explants. Under appropriate conditions, this explant will form the callus. We have to maintain temperature, pH, and the where we are placing our this petri plate so that the explant will develop into the callus. Then from the callus, we can again take small piece of callus here. Then we can cut it up. Then we can place it in a liquid medium. We can place it in a liquid medium. Then the liquid medium, after 2-3 passages, small lumps are broken down where we will get a uniform cell culture, where we will get a uniform cell suspension culture. This cell culture is having many applications, like what we, as cells are individual, as each cell act as a whole plant, we can grow plant from each cell. We can treat these cells with mutagens. So mutagen will get into the plants where they will mutate its genome. So we have to go for selection process. We have to go for mutant selection process. We have to check if this mutation had occurred in a positive direction. So that positive mutant will be taken and will be screened for crop improvement program. जब हम लोगों ने म्यूटेशन लिक्विड में डाल दिया, सॉल्यूशन में डाल दिया, सो सेल इट्स अ प्रोटोप्लास्ट, मतलब सेल वॉल तो नहीं रहेगा उसमें उतना वेल डेवलप्ड, क्योंकि ये क्या है, सिंगल सेल्स है और कंटिन्यूअसली ग्रोइंग सेल्स है. तो these cells are having ability to take up material from the environment. So the mutagens which we have placed in the liquid medium will be taken up by these cells. Then we have to go for mutant selection. We have to go for mutant screening. जो हमारी ये cells है, इसमें जो mutation हुई है, वो क्या हुई है? Then we have to go for screening. If this screening is done in a positive way, means जो हमारा ये है, मतलब समझो कि हमारी क्रॉप प्रोडक्टिविटी जो थी वो 10 टाइम्स थी, लेकिन इस म्यूटेशन की वजह से हमारी जो क्रॉप प्रोडक्टिविटी है वो 20 टाइम्स इंक्रीज हो गई है. बट वी हैव टू गो फॉर स्क्रीनिंग. देन दिस mutant can be used in the crop improvement program. Then another important function of this is the production of secondary metabolites. Like in case of secondary metabolites, what we are going to do, we have placed our cells in the liquid medium. Where these plants continuously are growing by the metabolic processes. During these metabolic processes, these plant cells are able to secrete out due to these metabolic process, these plants are able to secrete out their secondary metabolites as well as primary metabolites. The primary metabolites are those metabolites which are utilized by the plant for its own growth and development. Primary metabolite वो metabolites होते हैं जो plant अपने growth and development के लिए use करता है. Then the secondary metabolites are not utilized by the plants for its own growth and development, but it has been seen that these secondary metabolites are having importance. Like these can be used as a drug in medicines, in pharmacy, in many industries, like we are having food industry, cosmetic industry, brewing industries, and many more applications are there, which these secondary metabolites are happening. Now, the important application of the cell culture is in the biotransformation. As the technique, what we are doing in the cell culture, we are inserting our gene of interest into the cells, as these are single cells. So transformation technique can be done easily here. So we have to then, with the help of this biotransformation process, we will be able to secrete more and more secondary metabolites, or we can increase the rate of mutants there, which can be, or hybrids, which can be used for further crop improvement, or further, this can be used for medicational purposes, or we can insert such gene which will be enhance secondary metabolite production via the biotransformation process. Second is our organ culture. Second is our organ culture. So in case of organ culture, first we will discuss what is organ culture. It is a directly culturing of an organ under in vitro conditions. From the nature, we excise our organ or part of organ, like we are having leaf primordia, leaf roots are there. We can directly take these organ directly, then we are allowing it to grow under the in vitro conditions. Or the organ can be preserved. These organs can be preserved for further use, as these preservation will help to preserve the structure and the function of these organs. This organ, if we will talk about the organ, this provides us an important experimental system. This organ culture provides us an important experimental system where we are able to study how the biosynthesis of some metabolites takes place in this organ, and what are the important external parameters or external factors which are affecting our organ, how these organs are interdependent with each other. If we have taken shoot primordia, we know that the auxins are produced here in upper part of the plant. So how these auxins are biosynthesized in these, and how these organs are interdependent with other organs, how they interact with each other. So this organ system provides us an important experimental system where we will be able to study how the morphological changes are occurring in this organ, and how these biosynthesis of secondary metabolites takes place, which are responsible for growth and development, that is primary metabolites which are formed, or how these organs are hampered when there is not presence of other organs there. It means interdependency हम लोग इनकी क्या करते हैं, पढ़ लेते हैं. और जो ये organ culture है, what we can do, we can directly take an organ in an odd season, we can grow it under in vitro conditions, then it will help to increase our agriculture and horticulture purposes. Now this organ culture is, we can take vegetative organs which can be grown under in vitro conditions, or we can take reproductive organs which can be grown under in vitro conditions. Like vegetative parts, we know we are having leaf, we are having root, we are having shoot. All the three, root culture, leaf culture, or shoot culture, we can take a shoot tip, we can directly culture this under in vitro condition, and such type of culture is called as organ culture. Or we can take our reproductive part, plant's reproductive part, which can be cultured as an organ culture under in vitro condition. That is our complete flower. Or we can isolate ovary from the plants, or we can isolate ovules or embryo, which can be cultured in our in vitro or in our labs. Now the another one is here we have taken the examples of organ culture. Like in this diagram, we are having the potted plant. From this potted plant, we have taken our leaf, we have isolated explant from the leaf. Then we will go for isolated cells. We can culture these on the culture medium. Then from the culture medium, we are able to raise our plantlets. Then these plantlets are allowed to grow in pots in the soil, which the process of plantlet from the lab into the soil is called as the hardening process. Then when these plantlets adjust themselves in the soil, then these are taken to the sell in these plantlets are taken into the market where we can sell these plantlets, or we can take our we can take the meristem, means shoot tip culture, leaf primordia. As you can see here, we can take the leaf primordia. We can cut this extra leaflets which are there. So this leaf primordia can be directly placed into a medium on a paper wick, where we will be able, because sometimes what happens due to this cut, there is sometimes production of certain phenolic compounds. To avoid such circumstances, or to avoid when these phenolic compounds are produced by the plantlets or the explant, they spoil our medium. To avoid such conditions, we keep plant paper wick there, so that the paper wick will absorb all the phenolic compound. It won't allow phenolic compounds from the plant to go into the liquid medium. Then callus is formed. Then from the callus, directly the plantlets are formed. This is how we are able to go for the organ culture. Now, another type is our bud culture. Another type is our bud culture. We know that bud is undeveloped or embryonic shoot. It's undeveloped, it's not the complete developed, but it's an embryonic shoot from where the stem will grow up, or this bud is directly converted into the flower. This bud is directly converted into the flower. Even when spring comes, that time we don't have leaves on our plants. So this the development of buds is also used for the identification of plants. समर जब आता है तब हमारे क्या होता है, जो पत्ते होते हैं वो पेड़ों पे नहीं होते हैं, तो एक डंडी सी दिखती है हमें. तो how as a layman we won't be able to characterize it, but farmers will be able to characterize कि कौन सा plant है, क्या है. But on the position of the bud present on the plant, we will be able to identify this plant. So here we have given the types of bud culture, types of bud as per their location, as per their status, as per their morphology, or as per their function. So first type we will be discussing by location. जो ये bud है, ये कहाँ locate हो रहा है, ये कहाँ locate हो रहा है. Like we are having terminal buds that we call as apical meristem also, or we are having axillary buds at the axil of this leaf, or we are having adventitious buds which are present in the roots. And by status, we are having axillary or pseudoterminally or dormant buds. जो हमारे है ना प्रेस के जो पेड़ है यहाँ पे, we have such type of ये buds there. As per the morphology, how they look like, वो scaly है, or these buds are covered, or the buds which these are having hairs on it, or simply the bud is naked to the environment. There is no covering or no hairy appearance on their surfaces. Now, as per the function, these buds can be vegetative. They will develop directly into the leaves or shoot, or we are having buds which are simply getting converted into the leaf, reproductive organs they are forming. Or sometimes we are having mixed type of buds, where some buds will go for vegetative propagation, shoot or leaf they will form, or some buds will there form the leaf. Some buds will form their leaf.